Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be looking at a pretty interesting flashlight that I was sent over for review purposes. A company by the name of VastFire reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in reviewing this flashlight here. And when I first saw the pictures of it, it looked a little gimmicky to me. Kind of one of those flashlight that gets rebranded, different names from different companies and stuff like that. But they sent me the Amazon link, and I went on their Amazon page and I checked it out. And it kind of grew on me after I saw some of the features and stuff like that. So I decided, what the hell, let's go ahead and get it sent over. I've been focusing on smaller size flashlights, kind of more EDC style flashlights lately. So I wanted to test something a little bit bigger, and this is definitely a lot bigger than your normal kind of smaller EDC flashlights. So again, this is from a company called VastFire. In case you guys are interested, I'll leave the Amazon link below if you want to find out some more information, or pick one up for yourself, so you can go ahead and do that. This is a rechargeable light flashlight, so it does come with a micro USB charging plug. Unfortunately, not USB-C, which is where the majority of the market is going to, but at least you do have the ability to recharge the batteries. It does come included with the batteries as well. But as you can see, this is a rather large and hefty flashlight, and obviously, because of the features, it kind of has to be that way. So it is aluminum grade housing, which is, it feels pretty nice, good quality. You do have some interesting knurling on the body of the flashlight here. It's kind of like a wraparound knurling, and then it goes up and down like that also. And then you have some nice heat sinks on the head right here, which because of the amount of light output that this is putting out, you do want to have that in there. I'll give you some of the specs as it comes directly from their site. It's a little bit difficult for me to actually be able to say yes or no as far as the light output on it, just because I have no way of measuring it. So, we'll have to take their word for it. So as far as the flashlight itself, as you guys can see, I'll use my mat here to measure it out. You're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 10.5 inches long on the flashlight itself. So it is a rather large flashlight. Here it is in my hand. I can actually grip it with two hands here. So some of the really cool features of the flashlights are that you do have your main output up here on the head of the flashlight. Now, this is a domed, the front right here is domed, so just keep that in mind. And then you have this, what I would almost want to call a cannulated bezel. I wouldn't be striking anybody with this, but if you wanted to, you could. And then you also have a secondary light option here on the side, some LEDs that are built in here as well. You have your on-off button right here, and that's what you're gonna use to activate all the lights, so there's no tail cap switch or anything like that. And then you do have 4 LEDs right here, which will give you battery indication. And then on the opposite side, you do have your port to charge the light, but also you have a USB port in there, a USB-A port, so you can actually use this as a power bank to charge other things like your cell phone or maybe other flashlights or something like that. So that is a pretty cool feature. The light is also adjustable in the sense that you can actually push and pull on the head right here to go from flood to beam as far as on the light itself, which is pretty nice. Again, no tail cap switch, you just have a regular kind of tail cap there, and then you have this lanyard that came already attached to the light itself. Pretty interesting lanyard. It just has this nylon cord. At the end you have this little keeper, and then you have a bead right here, and then this portion that slides back and forth, but you can actually also remove it via this clip right here. So try to do that. There we go. If you press on the sides there, you can remove it. So you just have this kind of piece left over if you don't want to go ahead and take the lanyard off altogether. Now this, as I mentioned, is a rechargeable light, but you are able to access the batteries in here. So I'll go ahead and show you guys that. You do have an O-ring in the back right here, which will allow this to be sealed for any type of dust or water or anything like that. And then here are your 2 batteries. These are 26650 to 5000 milliamp. So it's a 26650 battery, and it is 5000 milliamp. So you do get 2 of those. So technically, if you wanted to view this as a power bank, you have a 10,000 milliamp power bank. So you could probably charge a cell phone, depending on the size of the battery of the cell phone, maybe about 2 times, 1.5 to 2 times. So that's pretty good. obviously depending on how much usage you've given to the light itself. As I mentioned, you do have 4 LEDs right here, which will indicate how much battery power is in the flashlight. Each of them are 25% increments. So 1 would be 25, 2 would be 50, 3 would be 75, and then all 4 would be 100%. Now, let me go through the UI here for a second, but I will be taking this outside so you guys can see some actual beam shots. So if you press the side button right here, the first mode, this will activate, press it once, it will activate the light in the front here. It'll come on the highest output. Now their site is listing that this is actually 5,000 lumens. It is pretty bright, I can tell you that. You can also see the 4 LEDs right there. The battery is fully charged. You're getting a lot of heat out of the front right here. So if you press it again, you're going to go to a kind of medium mode, which would be 3,000 lumens. And then if you press it again, you'll go to strobe, so strobe warning. And then you'll get that strobe right there. And again, they're saying that's 5,000 lumens as well. And then if you press it again, the light turns off. So again, just a single press will turn the light on, then to the other mode, then to strobe, and then off. Now, if you want access to this side portion right here, you actually have to, from the off position, you have to double click the switch right here. So you double click that and you'll get a light output here. They don't say how much this light, how much lumens this is coming out, but it is fairly bright. Now this is obviously more of an area light if you wanted to use this to light like the inside of a tent or something like that, or if you wanted to stand this up and use it like as a lantern. Maybe you're doing something on a desk and writing things down, you can use that as a light source. That is pretty cool. Then if you press the button again, it'll go to a kind of dimmer side mode right there, so it's a little bit less bright. And then if you press it again, you'll actually get a red light, which is really nice. This is perfect to preserve your night vision, or if you're doing some sort of map reading at night or something like that, you can go ahead and use that. And then if you press it again, you'll actually get a strobe of that red light. So this is good to call attention to somebody, or if you get into an accident and you want to wave traffic around your car or something like that, you can go ahead and use that as well. Because again, this is big enough to you that you'll be able to do that with. And then press it again and it will turn off. So again, really awesome light options, especially with having the light in the front and then on the side there. And that's kind of what piqued my interest to get this flashlight in hand, to be able to kind of check those out. Now, I'll show you guys right here on top of the desk. Also, as I mentioned, you are able to zoom in and out with the head right here. So again, this is going to be your a lot of spill right here. And then if you push the head towards, you get that tighter beam all the way down to right there. And as you shine that light out, it's going to give you more of a focused beam of the light. And then if you bring the head back into the body, it'll be more of a spill, a wider area, which is pretty nice. And then just cycle through that and then go all the way up to off. Now, I wanted to note that if you do have the light on, as with other flashlights, if it's on for a while and you press the button again, it'll go right to off. This one, you'll have the light on for as long as you want, but if you press the button, it'll actually cycle back down through the low and then the strobe and then to off. So if you wanted to actually turn it off completely from here without having to cycle down, you can press and hold and then the light will come off. So that's kind of like a shortcut to be able to get there. So let's go ahead and take this flashlight outside and see some beam shots. All right, guys, so we are outside in my backyard. Wanted to give you some beam shots. Obviously, it is not completely pitch black because you do have the porch light on the left there with some of the string lights lit up as well. But I wanted to give you just a representation of what the VastFire flashlight here can do. So again, if you press the side switch button once, you'll get the high output. And again, the site is saying that it is 5,000 lumens. So this has the head pushed all the way back. So it's going to give you that wider kind of flood light there. But as I showed you guys earlier, if you do pull on the head, you start kind of narrowing down that beam until it becomes almost like a spotlight here. So if there was a particular area that you wanted to light up, so let's say I'm pointing it up at the basketball hoop right there, the backboard, You can see that's doing a good job at just focusing that beam right at that one location, so I can move it across the back fence there. And then if I want to go ahead and light up the whole area, I can just pull back on that and you get that big flood spillover. So if I press that button again, now you're going to go to the lower mode, which again the site is saying it's about 3,000 lumens. Again, I don't have a way of actually measuring that, but I don't think that it's that high of an output, but it's still workable where you can see what you're doing. And again, if you wanted to zoom in and kind of narrow that beam a little bit, you could do that also. And then a third click on the button there is going to get you back to the strobe. So again, this is good to get somebody's attention or to disorient somebody. So I'll go ahead and take that off. And then if you click it again, it goes back to turning the light off. Now if you double click, you're going to be using the LEDs on the side there. So we go ahead and turn those on, and so you guys can get a feel for it. So this is me holding the flashlight with the side LED turned on, kind of right over the camera here. So this is more for area light right in front of you. So if you wanted to kind of light up an area directly in front of you, it's a nice spill. Again, you can't focus this particular one, but it's a nice spillage. Again, no mention as far as how many lumens this is, but just from the looks of it, it's going to be pretty good to light up again an area right in front of you. If you press that button again, it'll go to the lower setting. Again, nothing, not very bright now, but if you wanted to preserve the battery, then if you just need a little bit of light, again, maybe using the flashlight as a lantern inside of a tent or something like that, you can go ahead and do that. And then if you click it again, it'll turn the light red. You guys can see right in front of the camera there, I'm shining the light down so you can see this is perfect for preserving your night vision. And then if you press it again, it'll be flashing red. Again, this is good for attracting attention. If something happens, if you want to get somebody's attention, maybe steering them away from some sort of obstacle or something like that, then that is a good light for that, a good option for that. And then pressing it one more time, it'll turn it back off. So let me go ahead and turn the light on again one last time here. This is the full highest output, which again the site is saying it's 5,000 lumens. And I do like the ability to be able to focus that light. If I wanted to, kind of focus on one particular point in an area, I can go ahead and do that. And as you guys can see right here in front of it, again, back up to the backboard there, and even to the back fence, it is doing an awesome job of lighting up, exactly that one location where I wanted to. And then as I pull back on the head there, the light spills back out and it lights up all the area right in front of you here. So great options for this VastFire flashlight. Alright guys, so hopefully you were able to see some of the capabilities of the VastFire flashlight here. I think the ability to be able to focus that beam is probably one of the best features of this light. You can have that nice wide spill of light, but if you do need to focus on one particular area, all you have to do is just kind of pull on that head. It'll focus that beam at one direction and you'll be able to kind of make out what's coming out there in the distance. But I don't want to discount the light here on the side also. Just the different options that you have for that, from just using it as a lantern style to light up like maybe the inside of a tent, to that red light. Again, that's not something that they had to include in there, but I like the fact that they include it because it makes the flashlight more versatile. I think this flashlight would be great to take with you on a camping trip, maybe to have it in your car or even like have it in the garage. Obviously, it's a little bit too big to be for EDC carry, but if you have this in a specific area, it'll give you a lot of different usages and capabilities with the two ways of actually putting out light, which is the front here with that very high output, and then the zoomable, the ability to zoom that light or focus that light, and then the side switch here or the side light here to be able to get kind of those more close-up tasks that you need to get done. And then obviously let's not forget the fact that you are able to use this as a battery bank in a pinch as well. Obviously I would not use this as my primary battery bank, but if something were to happen on a full charge, again with those two batteries in there, you would get roughly about 10,000 milliamps, so you can easily charge a phone, a tablet, or something like that if you were to have to do that in a pinch. So we'll go ahead and leave, as I mentioned earlier, the link to the Amazon site where this flashlight is available in case you guys want to read up a little bit more on it, or if you decide that you want to pick one up for yourself and kind of add it to your inventory. I would definitely recommend doing that. I do like the fact that they included a lanyard also, because this is a larger size flashlight. I would definitely keep this on here and put it around my wrist so that I don't drop it by mistake. So there it is. That was a look at the VastFire flashlight here. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.